Okay, so this commenter says, again, Tommy, missing the point. Your argument is that every company in every industry got greedy at the same time. Biden's policies tanked the value of the dollar. Okay, no, I'm not saying every company in every industry got greedy at the same time. I'm telling you that companies are fucking greedy. They have been since the beginning of time. And without heavy regulation, they're going to take us for every fucking dime that we're worth. And it wasn't Biden's policy. Okay, so I'm going to show you the numbers in a minute that show how fucking wrong you are, okay? You can't name a policy of Biden's that tanked the value of the dollar, first and foremost. Did government spending help lead to inflation? Yes, of course, whenever you're printing money. And we had 3 rounds of stimulus, 2 under Trump, 1 under Biden. And then Biden actually got spending bills passed to help rebuild our infrastructure, to help protect manufacturing of certain types of goods here in the United States, to help veterans who were exposed to toxic burn pits, so forth, so on, so forth. What Donald Trump did was he just cut the amount of revenue coming into the government while also taking money for pet projects like his wall. Having said that, what happened was we had a global pandemic hit us in 2020. We've talked about this a million times. A global pandemic hit us in 2020, and we as Americans, the world did, but we're talking about America, altered the way we spend our money. No longer were we spending disposable income on the movie theater, the comedy club, the bar, the restaurant, the vacation, a ball game. None of that shit was happening. So we took that disposable income and we started ordering shit into our houses. We started ordering shit for home delivery in numbers that caused the demand to spike tremendously. And thus we saw a whole bunch more containers and a whole bunch more shipping vessels coming in the United States carrying all of the shit that we bought. One of the problems was that COVID didn't skirt around the ports. The ports got hit with COVID too, and there were heavy rules at the ports surrounding, if you were even close to somebody, in proximity with somebody who might have had COVID, they wanted to make sure that that shit didn't spread. So not only were we buying more shit at an astronomical rate, causing a spike in demand, but then we weren't getting it into the country fast enough because we had to make sure that the men and women that were working at the ports were taken care of and we were protecting everybody. And so demand for a container coming into the country, I remember talking with folks in the supply chain industry back in 2020, how prior to that it was like $2,000, $2,500 to get a fucking container into the country, and then all of a sudden it spiked and it was like $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 to get a container into the country. That causes higher prices. The demand causes higher prices. Anyway, once we got out of COVID and we could take our spending and we could alter it back to the movie theater, night out, comedy club, ball game, vacation, shit like that, the companies that weren't making money during the COVID shutdown increased their prices in order to make up the lost revenue from the revenue that they lost from the shutdown during the pandemic. So their prices went up because our demand was through the roof. We had been locked down for months on end, and we were like, fuck it, we want to get out, we want to live, we want to spend, we want to buy our dinners out, we want to go on vacation, we want to get on a cruise ship, we want to go see a comedy club, and everything costs more money because they were making up for lost revenue. Once we started buying it, there was no reason for them to drop the prices. So you have some government printing money over here in the form of stimulus checks to everybody, enhanced unemployment, things like that to keep the country going. You have a whole shitload of companies going, fuck, we're going to make some more money. We're going to jack these fucking prices up. And you have our demand going through the roof. Now, what's the other thing you said here? Biden's policies tank the value of the dollar. The beautiful thing about that is we can actually look at the fucking data, right? So let's do that. So this is the US dollar index from January 1973 to August 2024. So what this does, this DXY index, it compares the strength of the dollar against the 6 largest economies, 6 other economies, large economies in the world, and it says this is how valuable your dollar, this is the spending power your dollar is, the power of your dollar, okay? And it gives it to you every month from January of 73 to August of 24. So let's take a look at the months we're talking about. January 2021, the day Biden was inaugurated, the value of your dollar, the power of your dollar, sat at 90.58. Okay, keep that number in mind. 90.58, the value of your dollar, the day Biden took office. The first day of this month, August 2024, the value of your dollar was 104.25. Now, I'm not a professional economist. I didn't stay in a Holiday Inn last night, but that to me seems like an increase in the value of your dollar. Once again, the day he took office, 90.58. The first day of August this year, 104.25. So you're telling me that Biden's policies tanked the value of the dollar, yet the value of the dollar has gone up during his presidency. Now, let's take a look at the last guy. January 2017, the month Trump was inaugurated, the value of your dollar was 99.51. Now, we already know what it was the day Biden was inaugurated. It was 90.58. That's a decrease in the value of the dollar. Now, before you even start typing, there was a global pandemic, fucktard, let's look at it in pre-pandemic numbers. Jan 2017, the day Trump was inaugurated, 99.51. December 2019, right before the world fell to shit. And I know it's right before the world fell to shit because I was in Jamaica in January of 2019. And when we got back to the States, everybody was talking about this new thing called COVID, and people were actually starting to wear masks in the airport. So this is the month before that, 96.39. Once again, the day he's inaugurated, Trump, 99.51. The month before COVID, 96.39. That is a decrease in the value of the dollar. So while you are telling us that Joe Biden's policies, which you can't name, tanked the value of the dollar, I just showed you factual data that the value of the dollar has gone up during Biden's presidency and went down during Trump's presidency, even if you chop off the last year of his presidency and forget COVID ever happened. Try again.